Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Police in Norfolk are refusing to rule out the possibility of a terrorist incident after an attempt to abduct a serviceman at knife point. The man, in his late 20s, had gone out for a jog near the RAF Marham base yesterday afternoon when two men, said to be of Middle Eastern appearance, tried to drag him into a car. Our Home Affairs correspondent Darshna Soni is outside the base now. Darshna.
There have been hundreds of people turning up here, many of them with young families, Jackie. They've been attending the RAF's annual Families and Fun Day. You might be able to hear the music in the background. The event went ahead as planned, despite the huge police operation that's been going on all around us today. We've seen dozens of police cars going by and officers out on patrol. Detectives are investigating the apparent attempted abduction of a serviceman here at knife point, a serviceman in his 20s who was out jogging along this path. Now, officers say they're keeping an open mind about the attackers, but in the current climate, with the recent attacks in Nice, and of course the memory of the horrific attack on Lee Rigby back in 2013, detectives say they can't rule out terrorism as a motive. The road that runs near this RAF base is a well-known and popular running route for personnel. The serviceman was jogging along it yesterday when he noticed a dark-coloured people carrier parked up ahead of him.
The first suspect allegedly shouted at him and had made an attempt to grab him. The victim successfully fought him off, causing the suspect to fall to the ground. The second male approached the victim but noticed his accomplice on the ground, so went to assist him in their escape.
The victim wasn't in uniform. He was wearing headphones and listening to music, so didn't hear what the attackers shouted at him. One of the reasons detectives say they're keeping an open mind about the possible motive.
There is currently an ongoing search, house-to-house inquiries ongoing, and at this time the road remains closed for us to conduct our inquiries.
A huge manhunt is now underway for the attackers and their vehicle. Perhaps tellingly, it's being led by Norfolk and Suffolk Police and not the counter-terrorism unit. And the base's annual Family and Friends event went ahead as planned today. Although the serviceman wasn't injured, the attempted abduction has brought memories of the horrific attack on Fusilier Lee Rigby, who was killed in Woolwich. And the families of those who serve here have spoken of their fears.
I think it's really scary, because I thought we was really safe here being near the camp, but it just shows you know, anything can happen anywhere really. And I was a bit nervous about coming here today, but my husband said, no, we'd be in the best place. You know, you've got all the servicemen around you and everything. So yeah, I think we'll be all right.
I just think it's so sad that something like that should happen, especially the day before. Like, there's a big event on, you know, and there's thousands of people turning up here, and obviously quite a few of them don't know what the situation is.
You can ride around here, you can ride around all the barrack quarters, no restrictions at all. So I think things will have to alter.
His concerns were echoed by others we spoke to here. Although the base is behind barbed wire, many of the living quarters are not, the roads open to the general public. The base is home to almost 10,000 people, including members of the RAF, Navy and Army. 4 tornado squadrons that have played a key role in the bombing campaign in Iraq and Syria are also based here.
Darshna, what has the Ministry of Defence been saying about the threat to service personnel?
Well, the MOD won't comment specifically on what happened here. Norfolk Police have told us that as a result of this incident, the threat level to the military hasn't changed. But what's interesting, Jackie, is that speaking to a couple of the families here who have been attending the event here, they've told us that a few of them have been sharing on Facebook with one another a memo that was sent to all military staff urging them not to make themselves vulnerable by going out alone, for example on foot or on a bicycle, in any item of clothing that might identify themselves as belonging to the armed forces. There was concern recently amongst counter-terrorism officers when ISIS issued when it urged its followers to attack serving soldiers, and they've been aware of that for some time. But for now here, Norfolk police say that their priority is to trace the two men and their vehicle as a matter of priority.
Darshna, thanks very much.
I've been getting